Today we're taking a look at the brand new UniFi Switch Pro XG PoE. This switch has two 10 gig SFP Plus ports. It's got 8 10 gig RJ45 ports. It's got PoE Plus across all of those RJ45 ports, and it has a beautiful desktop form factor with Etherlighting, which is designed to make you popular with the ladies.
Yeah.
Now I cannot wait to dig into this one, so let's get started. Okay, taking this thing out of the box now. First we have a power brick. This is a 210 watt power adapter with its own mounting plate and some mounting screws. And here is the switch itself. So again, this is a desktop form factor switch, but it can be wall mounted with the included wall mount plate. Here we have our first look at this beautiful switch. It's actually quite hefty. The Switch Pro XG8 PoE has an MSRP of $499, and it is available right now in the UniFi store. At least it's available in the US store. Internationally, your mileage may vary. This switch is designed to be a desktop switch, but it can also be wall mounted, and we get separate wall mounting plates for both the switch itself as well as the 210 watt power adapter. Across the front, we've got those 8 Etherlighting ports. Now, if you're not familiar with Etherlighting, it means that each one of these RJ45 ports has RGB lights that can be configured to glow in a full spectrum of color and are programmed to show you at a glance either the port speed of the port or the untagged VLAN assignment of each one of these individual ports. Ubiquiti even makes special cables that are designed to enhance the Etherlighting effect if you want to take it to the next level. Each one of the RJ45 ports is 10 gigabit with PoE++, so you can power up access points, surveillance cameras, VoIP phones, or other PoE-powered devices. You get a total of 155 watts of PoE power across all 8 ports. We've also got 2 SFP Plus ports for fiber or DAC connectivity, and in fact, let's go ahead and use a DAC cable to connect this switch to my UCG fiber so that we can get it adopted. Okay, I've got the DAC cable plugged into my UCG fiber. We're now going to plug it into one of these SFP Plus ports here. And now, let's power this baby on. We should see the Etherlighting effect right away. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Oh, that is so cool. Ooh, big fan noise coming right out the back. So there are internal fans in this thing. And while this is booting up, I'm gonna get my laptop ready so that we can actually get it adopted. Okay, in my cloud gateway fiber, we can see that I'm currently on UniFi OS 4.2.12 with UniFi Network 9.2.84. I do have a network update available. Let's take a look at that first. So I am on early access, and it says that I have an update available to 9.2.86, but we're not going to run that just yet. We want to first add the USW Pro XG8 PoE, so we're going to say add. Okay, so that switch is now updating, and I'm going to turn this off, and we're going to come back once it's updated and adopted. Back in UniFi, and we are updated and adopted, and as you can see, I've plugged a few things into the Switch Pro XG8 PoE. We've got my laptop here, which is connected at 1 gigabit. I've got an access point. I've got a Crosstalk 280 phone, and I have the Zima board 2, which connects at 2.5 gigabit. And right away, we can see the Etherlighting in action because 1 gigabit links are set to white as far as the LED Etherlighting color, and 2.5 gigabit is set to blue. Let's take a look at that inside the actual UniFi configuration. So in UniFi, I'm going to click on USW Pro XG8 PoE, and here we can see some ports right here. We can say they all have PoE. We can see one 10 gig connected SFP Plus. And right now with this phone, one U6 Lite access point, and the Zima board, which is not PoE, we are pulling 6.7 out of the 150 total watts. Scrolling down, we can see some more information such as the firmware, the temperature, and what the current fan level is. If I click on settings, here I can change the name of the switch if I want to. And then here we have Etherlighting. So right now it's set to speed. I could also change this to network, and then the color of the ports would change to the untagged VLAN of each individual port instead. but we're going to leave it on speed for now, and we can see that fast Ethernet is yellow, gigabit is white, 2.5 gigabit is blue, 5 gigabit is orange, and 10 gigabit is also white. So let's change gigabit because we don't need 10 gigabit and 1 gigabit to both be white, and we'll set it to, say, purple or pinkish color here. We also have breathing mode, so you can see that it has this effect where the lights are slowly dimming and then coming back on. That is the breathing mode. We can turn that off if we want the lights just to remain solid. Scrolling all the way down, we're going to apply changes. I should mention also that this switch is a layer 3 switch, meaning that it can operate in either layer 2 or layer 3 of the OSI networking model. UniFi's implementation of layer 3 is a little bit different than sort of what's considered standard implementation of layer 3. If you guys want to see a deep dive video on UniFi's implementation of layer 3, let me know down in the comments below. We've been thinking about doing that video. Okay, so now we can see all of my 1 gigabit connected devices are pulsing pink instead of white. Now when I make these videos, I always try to think about what people might complain about with a new product. And usually it's the cost of the device, right? People always want things to be cheaper, and also people complain about the port speed. So if a switch has gigabit ports, then it should be 2.5 gigabit. If a switch has 2.5 gigabit ports, then they should be 10 gigabit, right? You know how people like to complain. So this one, all 10 gigabit right out of the box. Now when it comes to price, the $499 price tag sounds pretty steep, but then let's take a look around at comparable switches. FS has one that's close. It's $589 with 4 SFP plus cages, but the 8 RJ45s are just 2.5 gigabit, not 10 gigabit, and it's only layer 2. And also aesthetically, I mean, it kind of looks pretty plain and has no Etherlighting, no sexy form factor. TP-Link also has a switch for $442 that has 2 SFP plus ports, but again, the 8 RJ45s are only 2.5 gigabit and it's only layer 2. I wasn't actually able to find another brand of switch that met all of the specs of this Pro XG8 PoE. So as far as the $499 price tag, that's actually a pretty good value considering what else is out there. But let me know down in the comments if you guys are aware of a cheaper switch that has all of these same specs. I'd love to hear about it. Now, one thing that I personally am not a fan of is this large external power brick. But if they tried to integrate this 210 watt power supply into the chassis of the switch itself, it would end up being a rack mount form factor. It wouldn't be a desktop switch anymore. So keeping that in mind, I can see why the power brick is external. And at least it comes with its own mounting bracket. So you could have this switch on top of your desk, but then mount the power supply underneath and out of sight. And of course, as always, these are just my opinions, and I'd love to hear your opinions as well. As of the recording of this video, the Switch Pro XG8 PoE is still in stock in the Ubiquity store, so go ahead and grab one now if you're interested. And if you'd like to keep this party going, I have hand-selected a couple of videos on the right here for you to watch next. The top video is our first look at the other Pro XG lineup of switches, and the bottom video is my 2025 guide on point-to-point wireless networking.